First start of his NFL career against the Steelers defense, leading the league in 13 categories, including sacks, pressures, quarterback hits, and blitzing. I asked Steelers outside linebacker T.J. Watt about the defensive priorities in this game, and he said Pittsburgh wants to control the run on early downs, make the Cowboys' offense one-dimensional, and then, in Watt's words, see what this quarterback is made of. Watt says they feel very confident about that matchup, and achieving that first goal of stopping the run will be easier if the Cowboys decide against playing two-time NFL rushing champion Ezekiel Elliott. He never practiced fully all week because of a hamstring injury, and the Cowboys have their bye after this game. So this will be, according to McCarthy, a game-time decision. And Sam, doesn't it seem so symbolic of this failed Dallas season that Elliott injured his hamstring, not running with the ball, but while chasing Eagles defensive back Rodney McLeod as he returned a fumble by last week's starting quarterback Ben DiNucci for a clinching touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Dallas's season has been just like a microcosm of 2020 across the board, just one issue after another. But let's talk about Garrett Gilbert. So I got to know Garrett when I was at Longhorn Network. He was a starting quarterback at Texas. A nice guy who's played on a very big stage, not at the NFL level, but this was a star at Lake Travis High School in Austin, won 2 state championships, played when the Longhorns had high expectations. He's been on a big stage, but not like this, Matt. What do you expect from him today?
I mean, you probably know him better than any of us, but I think what we expect is just a guy that maybe can just steady the ship a little bit. They played DiNucci last week, someone they think has potential, but it was just a little bit too much for him, okay? Now they were talking about, is it going to be Gilbert or is it going to be Cooper Rush? I think they decided to go with Gilbert because he's a little bit more mature, maybe a better leader. Maybe he can just, like, steady the ship. They don't need him to be spectacular. They basically need him not to lose the game for him. They're going to need some of their stars, I would say guys like CeeDee Lamb, to step up and pick up the slack, pick this guy up, this defense to play better, other things. They're not going to ask him to be the guy to win the game.
To be unfamiliar with the quarterback position in Dallas is strange, you know, but I know the Steeler defense plenty, you know, and that's what it's going to be. You're going to see both. I think Garrett Gilbert is going to get it so bad that then they're going to want to see Cooper Rush. Because that is just the way it's going to be. Just like T.J. Watt told Ed, we're going to stop that run, and then we're going to get our stats. All right, we're going to go after that quarterback. They're going to get the sacks. I mean, I really don't even care how Pittsburgh wins this game. All right, I consider them already the class of the AFC, so it's just go in there. Do what you got to do, however ugly it is. Make Dallas look bad, whatever it is. Just get the win and get out of there because the Steelers, who they are and their identity, it's set, and they're ready to take that to a championship level.
Yeah, and, you know, look, Gilbert's stepping in there as a starting quarterback. Let's face it, Cowboy fans, it can't be worse than last week. I mean, if he throws it overhand, he'll do better. So to me, and I'm just saying it out there because that was unbelievable last week. But now when you hear about Zeke possibly won't play with the hamstring, and now the bye. They're already saying why they're not going to play him this week. I know, you know, with Mort and Shefty, he'll probably tell us that he's not going to play. If he's not going to play, oh, my goodness, this is going to get ugly. But you know what? I will say this. I've been all over Dallas's defense, but last week they played well. And we knew with Sean Lee coming in, you talk about, you know, steadying the ship a little bit. Sean Lee did that for that defense. And I think they can make some plays in this game. I think Big Ben, you know, he's not the old Big Ben that I remember. He's just old Big Ben. There's going to be some opportunities.
You're laughing because you know I disagree with you.
Matt,
Big Ben is playing great football.
Yep.
It might look ugly because he's 38 years old or whatever it is, but he is playing great football. 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's the best he's done since 2014 when he did what? Led the league in passing. Big Ben understands, like Teddy says, we've got a great defense. We've got weapons. Get the ball out of my hand.
Quick.
He used to be a guy that would hang onto the ball forever. He looked like Josh Allen running back there, making 3 guys miss, then throw it to somebody. That's not what he looks like anymore. He's getting the ball out of his hands so quick, and he's got all the different weapons. I think you just don't like how this jersey fits on his shoulder.
Maybe that's what it is.
But what is it,
Red? He's an old guy that doesn't like to get hit, kind of like myself.
I was going to say, who does?
Nobody likes to get hit.
Exactly.
Yes. You know, when I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, Matt, you make a great point from the success that Big Ben is having, and that's why we say week in and week out collectively that the Pittsburgh Steelers, on paper, is the best-looking team in all of football. But when I look at this game going against the Dallas Cowboys, it's nothing about the Dallas Cowboys in this game. It's all about Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what this game is about. We've all been in a week of practice of going against the team that your coach comes and say, guys, we're supposed to handle them this week. This is that type of week. It's all about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Dallas Cowboys, they get checks, they get paid just like everybody else in the National Football League does. I do see them come in and giving some type of competitive, give us a competitive game.
You do.
But hey, at times.
What's a competitive mean?
At times, okay.
But I do think with everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers has accomplished right now, still the only unbeaten team in the National Football League, it's all about the Steelers and their defense and what they're going to do today against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, 30 sacks for that defense, most in the NFL, against a quarterback who was on Cleveland's practice squad like 2 weeks ago, just trying to pick up the offense, and now he's got to deal with the Steelers defense. Good luck to him. Two quarterbacks that have dealt with their fair share of high-profile games.
Sam, it is no mystery here. This defense has struggled all season long, but they feel really confident that they can force Nick Foles to make mistakes and expose him right in the middle of the pocket.
Yeah, Diana, I guess that's the question of the game, is how does Nick Foles do against this Titans defense? Rex, when you look at the offense for the Bears right now, what's your assessment of what the issue is?
Oh, that's a great question, but it's everything. I mean, when you look at it, you got Nick Foles. Obviously, I don't want to go into it because people don't think I like Nick Foles. I like Nick Foles as a backup, not as a starter. So we're getting what I expected. But they can't run the football. They don't protect the quarterback very well. And then Nick Foles will throw it into a team meeting. So other than that, they're great. But I'm expecting there's going to be a low-scoring game. This is going to be a low-scoring game. And the reason for it is because of that Bear defense. That Bear defense, I think, is one of the most talented, if not the most talented defense in the National Football League. So that'll give you a reason why it'll be low scoring. The other reason is obvious. It's the Bears offense that we talked about. That's the reason. The Tennessee Titan, you'd heard Diana talk about how they've struggled. And, man, she's not kidding. One of the worst third down defenses I think I've ever seen. So, to me, I mean, come on, Bears. If you're gonna do anything, then let's do it today. If not, bench the guy and go with Mitch Trubisky and see what happens.
Well, you can't today because he's out.
Yeah, right. It doesn't just start there. I mean, Diana said it. The coaches in Chicago are saying it. We got to run the football. There's not a worse running team to watch than the Chicago Bears. It's like, I don't know if it's like you're almost too creative or not creative enough.
Brutal.
They got to figure that part out. Nick Foles is best at what? The RPO game. Well, if the R in RPO, the run-pass option, if you're not afraid of the run, it's not going to work. For me, Sam, I think the tight end has to show up. Jimmy Graham is a talent. He's a monster of a man. He's 6 foot whatever, but he doesn't play big. He doesn't play big until he gets to the red zone. If I'm the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, I'm going to Jimmy Graham and be like, Jimmy, I've seen your highlight reel. I know what you can do. You got to show up big for us. Let's put this team on your back. To me, he has not showed up the way that he can, and I don't think Nick Foles can be what he can be unless the tight end production starts to improve.
Matt, there needs to be tight end production as a blocker, too. Because Jimmy Graham is soft as Charmin.
That's not going to happen.
And that's the truth. And so part of the run game, if your tight end won't block, won't put his face in the fan, you struggle running the football, and that's part of the problem. They want to get this, fancy receiver out there. You got to be competitive in the run game, too. So that's why I don't like that shit.
They're smart enough in Chicago. Sometimes you can be too smart, and it's sometimes the way to win a game is to just win it up front, win it up front and first and second down with the running game. And if you can change your personnel, there's solutions to be found there. This is a team that's just got to get it turned around, or they're going the wrong way real quick.
But if you got those problems along the offensive line, like Diane is talking about, this is the game for the Tennessee Titan defense to get back on track.
Yes.
Rex, yes, they have struggled getting after the passer. They have no Clowney, third down defense. But if you've got a quarterback in Nick Foles, when he's at his worst is when he's under pressure. And they're telling Diana, I can just hear Vrabel in the meeting room, get him off the spot, get to the spot, pressure up the middle of the pocket. That's what they'll try to do today.
Did you see, we've seen this formula for 2 years from the Tennessee Titans, and everybody's talking about how the offense protects Tannehill, rightfully so, got $100-something million awarded this offseason. But when you look at the Chicago Bears and just listening to Diana, she talking about that maybe the Chicago Bears is going to be able to take a page out of Tennessee Titan. They got a tight end in Graham. They got tight end in Smith in Tennessee. They got Allen Robinson on Chicago. They got A.J. Brown in Tennessee. But there's one